Professor Donna Fields, welcome back. What I'd like to ask you now is about misconceptions in CLIL and perhaps what the biggest or one of the biggest misconceptions of CLIL is. There is still, even among top academics working among the CLIL space, a notion that CLIL is simply a newly coined term for what many language teachers feel they do on a daily basis in class or in bilingual programs. Can you clarify why this is perhaps one of the biggest misconceptions among particularly ESL teachers?
Sure. Just saying that CLIL is a bilingual program is a misnomer. Bilingual programs, there are a lot of different models and there are a lot of different structures, but bilingual often is simply a subject being taught in another language. ESL teachers sometimes working with content teachers, but not all the time. The biggest problem in when you say bilingual education, it's such a broad term and it's used so freely that it's really difficult to even make the connection that it has anything to do with CLIL. CLIL is much more holistic. CLIL has to do with content and language, and bilingual usually focuses on language. The other problem is in bilingual education, most of the time, the teachers don't change methodology. What the CLIL approach does is asks teachers to consider their methodology and to make students the center of learning and not the books and not the teacher the center of learning. So the biggest misconception about bilingual and CLIL is that, first of all, it's not just switching languages, it's switching methodology, it's looking for a method so that students enjoy learning, are involved in it. It has to do with real life and the global perspective overall. And the fact that ESL teachers need to work with the content teachers. And for some reason, I go into schools all the time and the biggest resistance I find is from the ESL teachers. They have been taught in a very traditional way, which is they speak, they direct, and the students follow. And they are really resistant for some reason to change that. It threatens them for no reason. When content teachers see different methodology, in general, there are of course exceptions everywhere, they really enjoy the change. So we need to convince ESL teachers to be more open.
Understood. Thanks for that. Excellent.